is how we do it. This is how we do it. La, 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 la.
What's going on, guys? This is Devon with the Gaming in Progress, and today we're going to be talking about Halo 5, more specifically the Halo 5 championship that's been going on. That's the championship itself right now. A lot of the qualifying matches are going on right now, and apparently in the Asia qualifier, there was this team by the name of Misang who used a map exploit to get an unfair advantage, basically. So in recent years, competitive gaming has gone from a niche to a pretty much very common thing. You see all these massive League of Legends tournaments, you see these big Smite tournaments, you see big Halo tournaments like the Halo World Championship Series last year, you see big Call of Duty tournaments. The whole Major League gaming competitively tournament thing has gone definitely from a niche to a more common thing. And that being said, I find it interesting that what happened occurred. This team, Misang, basically what they did is they got out into an area outside of the map. So they got out of the player zone in the map somehow. I'm not sure how you would even do that, because usually in a Halo game, when you try to get outside of the map, you're given a warning, and then the Guardians kill you. And that's like that for pretty much all first-person shooters that have even the slightest ability of getting out of the area you're supposed to be in. But what they did was they camped, their team got out into this area, into no man's land basically, and they camped out there, which created a situation where the competition couldn't score any points, so they couldn't win. Team Misang couldn't win because they couldn't kill the other guys, but so it was just like a no-win scenario, really. Misang was obviously gonna be ejected because, well, they were cheating, and the Halo Championship has has rules on cheating, obviously, like any championship. But I think it's interesting, really, that you're in this big championship event and you have a team that's just basically a troll team. If you look at the name, Team Misang is obviously supposed to sound like Team Missing, which is obviously Team Misang is an alias for the Hidden Gaming League, which is a collective that's been around since Halo 3, doing the same hide-and-seek bullshit. Misang is obviously the joke name because it sounds like missing. As in the opposing team disappeared, went missing, stuff like that. And I guess even the individual player names for the people in this team had dual meanings, like Haideng was hiding, and Cheatang was cheating, and one of the other team members was known as I Shell, or which is HLG, or Hidden Gaming League, but that one doesn't make sense to me. But what I think is really interesting is just the whole premise that you have a big scale event or a qualifier for a big scale event, and you basically just sign up to troll people. I mean, $2 million is $2 million, and that's what it's going to be this year. The series is offering for 2016 a $2 million prize pool, and that's a big chunk of money, and a lot of these tournaments offer big chunks of money. League of Legends is like huge chunks of money, and they get Imagine Dragons involved and shit like that, and it's crazy. But what's really crazy is just you sign up with the intent, with the single purpose of we're gonna disappear on the enemy team so they can't score. Now this team was disqualified from the event due to cheating, due to the unfair advantage they have. But I mean, they've been around since Halo 3 doing these same weird unusual tactics, this whole hide and seek, get out of the map type thing, you know they're just gonna come back next year and try and do it again. But I don't think they care. I don't think they care about the competition itself. I think they just care about getting publicity for trolling people, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people try and get publicity through either competing for it or doing their own creative things for it, doing YouTube channels, stuff like that. And then there's also people out there who just look at those kind of people and go, I don't like those kind of people, so I'm gonna get fame by trolling them, or I'm gonna get fame about talking about drama about them, or hacking them, or whatever. But I think it's really interesting that you have a team that's basically just a hack team. I'm curious to know really how many other teams there are like this, and maybe within the Halo World Championship or within other tournaments or qualifiers for tournaments like this. I'm just looking at this article here. Apparently one of the other things for the whole tournament this year for the Halo Championship Edition is that they would even be making a step at this year's X Games. So it just goes to show that eSports are becoming an ever more popular, ever more prevalent thing inside of the gaming industry and out. There are people who are sponsoring these teams just like they would a football team or a hockey team or whatever to help pay for uniforms or equipment or whatever. Obviously in this case it would probably be more like computer parts, keyboards, mouses, stuff like that. But it just goes to show that these fucking tournaments are becoming popular. I mean, there's a lot of esports games that were released this past year that cater to the whole esports idea. I mean, Halo 5 Guardians, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League. And I mean, there's just so many games that are going more of the esport route. It makes you wonder, really, if games are gonna stick to, if all games are gonna end up going the whole esport route, if games are just gonna be competitive games. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that there'll still be plenty games that are just regular games, and then there'll also be a good amount of esport games and stuff like that. But I don't think one should go away in favor of the other. And I mean, this, judging by what I'm looking at here, this Team Misang had a lot of knowledge of the maps they were playing, so they must have studied them beforehand, figured out how to get out of each map, and that's not something easy either. I mean, figuring out how to get out of the map, the main areas of the map, generally takes a lot of time. Because I have seen people do it before in various games, but it takes a long time to figure out each like little invisible wall and how to get around each invisible wall. So I'm really curious what you guys think about all this. Ooh, my shoulder. I hope you guys enjoyed this Halo 5 Guardians footage I captured. I was really happy to be able to use my Elgato to capture this, because capturing any Xbox footage really without the Elgato is a pain in the ass, because unlike the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One only does 5-minute maximum recordings. You guys might look back and see when Halo 5 Guardians came out, I did a campaign video on it, but I decided not to ever do anything past that, really, because recording on the Xbox One was just so infuriating. I didn't have a capture card until very recently, so I would have to do the 5-minute recordings, and every 5 minutes I would have to pause the game, pause what I was saying, and then wait for the recording to finish saving so I could start a new recording. And it was just so infuriating to do, because sometimes it wouldn't save the clip right, and sometimes it would cut out and it wouldn't save at all or whatever, and it was just really annoying. So after I did that one, I was like, okay, I worked really hard to get this one done, I'm gonna do it, and it didn't even really get many views. So I was like, okay, well, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna do any more of it. So fuck it, because it was just too infuriating, and 5 minutes isn't enough to capture even a whole game of Warzone. Like, a whole game of Warzone for Halo 5 is like fucking 21 minutes, and I mean, maybe not the whole game, but like the better part of the game. PlayStation definitely has the edge in the amount of time they can record, going up to 15 minutes. And really, they should go up to like 25 minutes at the most. But 15 is still way better than 5 minutes. A lot of the videos I recorded on PlayStation were just 15-minute videos tied together into a regular Let's Play video. But it came out better because I wasn't having to pause as often. So, but anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. Just kind of talking about the Elgato Capture Card, really great thing. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this Warzone footage I was able to capture. It was a pretty good game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Do you think that as these massive championship games and all of these esport games and non-esport games become more and more prevalent, like League of Legends tournaments, Call of Duty tournaments, Halo tournaments, I can imagine them even doing Destiny tournaments, which I think that is Bungie's plan at some point. As these esport games grow and the audience for esports grows and tournaments get more and more popular and more money becomes becomes part of the stake, do you guys think that we're going to see more teams like this that are just like troll teams, so to speak? Do you think maybe it'll decrease? Do you think this is just like an isolated incident? What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments section below. Not a real long video, just kind of want to record it and talk about this little one topic. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to give it a thumbs up button. And if you guys happen to be new here, don't forget to subscribe as well. This has been Devon with Gaming in Progress, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Going up!